lyrics. Talk to me about the interpersonal conflict.
So let me say this, and I think that what I'm gonna do is probably challenge a lot of what we're dealing with topically.
Yeah.
Because to me, whether we talking about material things, drug use, or anything else, it's where we teach our young people to place value.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to take the person that has been given the value system, and I know we're talking about young women, but I look at my son, I look at little Marvin, and one of the things, of all of the things that Marvin has decided that he would go venture into, one of the things that he's just completely stayed away from is drugs. Has no desire towards it, but I've never modeled anything about that being something. And when you look again, as we keep talking about the cultural aspects of things, we're talking about a culture and systems that creates a sense of attraction or makes this stuff attractive, you know, in its advertising and promotion, whether it's the material things, whether it's the drug use. But I believe that if you've put a firm value system in, and taught people taught your young people, your young ladies, what has value, and what literally doesn't have value, then, you know, even, I guess, kind of throwing them into the lion's den, whether it be sending them to Baltimore public schools, because everybody in Baltimore public schools ain't coming from your household, whether it be being out in the community or going to their cousin's house who live in the rougher neighborhood. You know, there can be the presence of that peer pressure, but we got to make sure that we balancing it out. So lyrics that are suggested towards drug use is ridiculous right now.
Join us every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for Conflict Resolution with Daryl White, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Kescia, and always to my right hand, my rib, my homie, Mark Foster. Am I not on? Shit.
Your conscience apparently guiding you the right way.
Hey, you know, when one and or both go to happy hour before the show, it's always a good time.
Now it's time for 2 happy hours.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yeah?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I am living.
Shit, today sucked.
Keeping warm.
Yeah. I guess that's like the main word for today, warm.
Yeah, you know there's like 2 more snow blasts coming this week.
I heard, like are we gonna run this back this weekend?
Wednesday and
I
Thursday,
sincerely hope not.
Saturday? Yeah.
Wednesday?
That's what I saw.
I thought it wasn't gonna be till the weekend.
Yeah, one's on the weekend, one's like Wednesday into Thursday. It's the last I saw. We'll see.
You know, the first snow of the I guess winter season is kind of like the first real snow is always a shock, no matter how many, you know, how used to it you are, man. 'Cause I mean, I gotta tell you, shout out to everybody that had a day off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that had the day off, because when I woke up this morning, I looked at my phone, fully expecting there at least be like some kind of delay or something, or like some type of, hey, you guys, like, you know, don't kill yourself trying to get in, you know, like, take your time. I didn't get any of that. I didn't even get you can wear your denims to work and shit. You know how sometimes they do that shit. I'm looking at my phone, I'm still in school, like, we don't got free dress? We got free dress? Like, yo, it's crazy.
Did you get out at all yesterday?
No. I
See,
stayed in the house.
I knew there was like going to be no delay for my work. 'Cause I got out a little bit yesterday. The roads were like nice. They were clear.
Yeah, I mean, I looked out my window. I looked up and down the street like, yeah, they were on top of that shit this time, you know. But, yeah, but, I mean, a lot of people in D.C. and, like, I mean, all the schools were closed.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people had a snow day.
How does your work judge, like, calling off for the weather?
They just don't. They be like, get your ass in this mud. They be like, bring your ass in here. Yeah, I don't care if you got a dog sled, mush, motherfucker. That's what they be like.
Mine, like, they go by Baltimore County.
Yeah.
So, like, that'll be for a delay for us coming in. Mm-hmm. But, like, if Baltimore County calls off, like, they'll still evaluate and say, no, get your ass into work.
How was your commute? Because, I mean, you're like a little ways from me. You're kind of out
It was
there.
Good.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. Yeah.
Wasn't bad at all? Okay, yeah. I would say, you know, I'm pretty much down here, so it was like...
I just got to shoot up 95 and get off at the White Marsh exit, so it's like no big deal for me.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. Fun weekend, huh? I don't know, like, did you do much? I mean, I didn't do anything. I stayed in, like, all weekend. As soon as they said, like, snow, I went to work, like, Saturday morning, and then it was like, snow's supposed to come at 4 o'clock. I said, okay, I got off. I left Harvey East about 2:30. And I went to the liquor store. I got 2 6-packs of, you know, some really delicious, tasty beer, and I was like, "That's it. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah, I picked up my son Saturday morning like usual,
Yeah.
and like I was like, you know, it's gonna be snowing. We're gonna go get some snacks just to like, you know, tide us over on the snow, because you know it's gonna be snowing. We're not gonna go out. I hate driving in snow. I'm an Arizona guy. So.
Oh, right. You still ain't used to it yet, though?
I'm used to it so much that I'm over it now.
Okay.
Like I live.
Now I can definitely, yeah.
I still get giddy watching it fall because I'm like,
Yeah.
Sort of like, but then it's like driving. I'll deal with it later.
Yeah. I got a puppy this weekend. What do you say?
Oop.
I got a puppy this weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah. Little pit bull puppy. She's like 9 weeks old. And she's a lot of fun.
What's the?
She's a little pit bull.
What's the puppy's name?
Kona. Yeah. Named her Kona. She's a lot of fun. You know, I played a lot with her this weekend. I took her outside. She kind of went through like a state of shock with the cold air and everything, but you got an echo.
There's something going on.
But yeah.
Oh,
so
rabbit ears on the TV.
Right.
There's some aluminum foil on this thing.
But yeah. So I mean, yeah, we took her out for a little bit in the snow, but of course, she didn't like that. But other than that, I mean, I spent all weekend watching football and basketball. For real. So we got a couple of things to talk about this tonight. Of course, we got the NFL football going down. Today is the first day of the Australian Open. Today's the first day of the Australian Open. You know, I'm a big tennis fan. You know how much I love Serena, so we'll be watching that for the next week or two, and we'll be discussing some of that. Of course, we had the NFL football going down. We had a couple of good basketball games going down. And you know what I did want to talk to you about? There's this new show out, right? And I know how you like. Oh God, I hope we're
on Netflix.
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you about to talk about that You show with the stalker? Yeah. Okay, I want to say because I can't get down with that. But you know, I know how you like The Voice and the singing shows. You had The Masked Singer.
Masked Singer.
That joint is hard. I like that.
I haven't seen this last week's, but I saw the first episode. And you remember who the first one to be revealed?
Antonio Brown. Right. That's why I had to talk about it tonight. Like, yo.
Now we know why he like left the Steelers early. And that hippo costume of him was pretty dope.
Yo, and he did the Bobby Brown song, right? Like, yeah, right. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, even though it was like Antonio Brown, Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm supposed to hate him. But like, I like the idea of him being like on the show.
Yeah.
But I mean, you couldn't help but wonder, like, how did he manage to finagle, like, because they had to recorded that during the season.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So who approved that? How did they allow that?
I don't know. It made me think, like, did they actually record in the off season prior to the season starting? Because that didn't make sense.
Right.
Spoilers would get leaked somehow.
Well, you know, I mean, he pretty much showed up and showed out in true Pittsburgh fashion. He was the first one to get eliminated. So, you know, he just kept it consistent with the rest of the football, you know, with the football season, and took an L off the first round. But, yeah, man, he did good. I'm not going to spoil it. You know, if you're able to pull up, you know, the second show, like on demand or on Hulu or something like that, I'm not gonna ruin it for you, man. But the second one was a lot of fun too, man. Really? When they did the unveiling, I was pretty surprised on that joint, and it pleasantly surprised. So, you know, once you watch that, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that particular episode, because that joint was pretty dope. Yeah, I've been enjoying that one. What else? For all of my Game of Throners, because I know you ain't down. I wish you would get down. You still got 3 months, man. You got 3 months to do the whole series. But Game of Thrones released a couple of new teasers today, man, and the internet is going nuts, and it looks very good. I can't wait. I'm counting down. I might start like some type of live countdown on something, I don't know, because I'm so obsessed with the show. But everybody's very excited about that. I don't know what else is going down, man. Anything else this weekend? You do anything else?
There's a new show I caught on Netflix. It's like not sports related at all.
Okay.
But, you know, my hometown, Tucson.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's called Slobby's World.
Slobby's World. Okay.
Yeah. And this dude, his nickname's Slobby Robbie, and he owns a vintage antique store down by the University of Arizona, down 4th Avenue. It's like anyone from Tucson knows 4th Avenue is the place to be. So it's kind of like in the vein of Pawn Stars, where like he buys stuff and he sells stuff.
Sure.
But it's all geared towards 80s, 90s stuff.
Really?
It's like he's got like Air Jordan 1s. He's got remember the 7-foot tall poster of Jordan, like the real life size one. Had like the ruler on this side. Yeah, he found one that was like perfect condition. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I just like ate up all the episodes. It's like 10 episodes or whatever, so it was nothing. But yeah, and of course, being my hometown, I'm like, oh, they're down at the swap meet. Everyone goes down to the swap meet. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's like the first episode they do that.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig. You said that's on Netflix?
Yeah, it just dropped like a week ago.
Okay, I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
You know, when you said 80s and 90s, you made me remember something that I did late last week on Thursday night up at the Motor House off of North Avenue. My homeboy Easy Jackson, my homegirl Naja, and my other homegirl LNG, they hosted this hip-hop karaoke.
I saw the video.
Yo, the hip-hop karaoke, it was like all 80s and 90s hip-hop. All the shit that we love, none of that mumble rap madness. Man, like, yo, it was so live. I got to shout out the group that hosted, like I said, Easy, Naja, Ellen, that shit was everything. Shout out to the Motor House. Man, me and my homegirl, we went all the way in, and we did the Nate Dogg 1G Regulate joint, and man, it was a hit, yo. And then on top of it, like, yo, Motor House had this special where it was a shot of whatever you wanted, and a tall boy of both for $9.
Really?
So yeah, so you know, I had all the liquid courage up in there for me to get my West Coast thing, my West Coast swing on, man. And we had a good time. Like, yo, you gotta come out with us. The next one is in March.
Okay.
You got to come, man, and you got to jump up on the stage, yo. You gonna have to do it.
They better have lots of liquid courage for that one.
Oh yeah, well, we'll get it done. We'll definitely get it done.
Throw on some Hypnotize or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know Oh man, this one girl did the juvenile back that thing up.
Really?
Man, the whole crowd just went ape shit. I mean, you had the girls in there doing the little, you know what I mean? It was nuts, man. I mean, it was awesome. So yeah. Shout out to that gang and the Motor House gang, man, for an awesome Thursday night last week, man. That joint was off the chain, yo. I mean, 80s, 90s, the hip hop karaoke. That was such a great idea, and I really enjoyed myself on that.
Sweet.
But all right, so I think that we are about to go take a quick commercial break. When we come back, what we are going to do is we're going to discuss football, y'all, man. I mean, we have 4 games this weekend, all divisionals, man. Like, I got some trash to talk. I got a lot of trash to talk about the game. So you guys don't go anywhere. You know, stay tuned, and I'm fully expecting you guys to show up and show out on the feed. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child, and believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, What's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle. Fresh air.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. You're checking us out on Facebook, on YouTube, Periscope. Check us out, any old show on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Tell your mama, tell your friend, tell a loved one, tell your enemy.
Tell your mama's mama. Share the link, share the love, homie.
Share the link, share the love.
All right, so now that we back and everything, it's been a while since we did Real on Wrestling, so I kind of wanted to give you, a few minutes before we jump, because once we get into this football thing, we ain't gonna come up out of it till the end of the show. So, I wanted to, kind of touch base with you. Is there anything going on with the Real on Wrestling right now?
There's some big stuff going on.
Yes, I think we were text messaging a little bit last week about some stuff. So come on, lay it on me, yo.
On the show page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roger Rousey's going to be in Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11?
The game. Sonya
the
Blade.
Game? That's what I'm about to say. What they got in it? Are you serious?
It's going to be Sonya Blade.
That's legit. Yeah. I like that. I kind of like that. I like that. So how did that come about?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
It just started getting rumored this past weekend.
Okay.
She's going to go off and do the press junkets, of course, for Mortal Kombat. So they're like, what's WWE going to do with her?
You know it's going to be next. Another ding-dang Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, there's been talks.
Oh, my God. I think she would be all right as a Sonya Blade, for real.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, John? Santa Clara, what's up? God dang, that's what's up. West Coast in the house.
Santa Clara.
Yeah, you just missed my whole story about how I did the regulators for karaoke last week, man. So I'm repping the West Coast too. Love y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. But so Sonya Blade, man, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I can dig it.
But that definitely was not the biggest thing in the world of wrestling.
Right. I mean, I think we had a bigger announcement on our page.
Quite a large announcement. So when we went to Ring of Honor, there was Cody Rhodes there, the Young Bucks. They've been making lots of moves in the world of independent wrestling.
Yeah.
Back in September, they put on this show called All In. When we talked to Bobby Cruz, he said he's going to be the ring announcer for All In. That thing sold out in 30 seconds. Huge show.
Right.
And coming off the heels of that, people want to know, are you guys going to do an All In 2? What's going to happen? No official announcements on that for a while. And during this live, they called it a rally, but pretty much a press conference that they put on last Tuesday in Jacksonville, Florida. Apparently Tony Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, approached them and said, you guys did something huge here. You want to keep on going and do something bigger. So Tony Khan, apparently he's the money man. He's the priority owner in All Elite Wrestling. It gets its name from Elite, the group Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks, and their friends. They do this thing called Being the Elite on YouTube. It's a great show. It's hilarious at times, just all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on.
Dig it.
And their group is called The Elite. So now it's All Elite Wrestling. And they're making waves.
Really?
Let's just say Vince McMahon, he's going to be... Actually, just before we came on the air, I read that Jerry Lawler signed a new 2-year contract with WWE, and I know that's because he doesn't want Lawler signing with AEW. They're...
So there might be some competition.
Yeah, in a big way.
Real competition,
probably
though.
The biggest since WCW, if everything goes right. And you got to figure with Tony Khan's money behind that, like it's the most well-funded promotion since WCW went out of business to rival WWE.
Hey, shout out to Tony Khan. I mean, hell, when the Jacksonville Jaguars can't do it, you know, go with your other business venture. Go with the better business venture, man. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, during the rally, they announced that their next show is going to be May 25th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena outside of out there in Vegas.
Yeah,
that's going to be their next show, and then they're going to do a show after that. And there's no date yet. It's going to be in Jacksonville. Like, it's definitely going to be very Jacksonville focused. Their headquarters is at TIAA Field where the Jaguars play. It's like the same address as the Jaguars organization. They announced this next event in Jacksonville is going to be the proceeds from the gate is going to go to help victims of shooting gun violence.
Oh, okay.
But some really huge things came out of this. Not just who they're bringing in, but how they're looking to change the landscape of pro wrestling. One of the things Brandy Rhodes, Cody's wife and chief branding officer of AEW, said is that men and women are going to be paid the same. Not necessarily that like everyone is paid equally, but if you're a main event woman, you're going to be paid the same as a main event man.
Get out of here.
If you're an entry-level curtain jerker woman, you're going to be paid the same as the man on the same level.
That's fantastic.
So right off the gate.
Hey, John, I do see your comment, dog. Don't go anywhere. Sit tight on that. It's a good one. I like that. But what else is going on in wrestling?
Let's see. During this live thing, they had Hangman Page. He's part of that elite group. He came out. Pretty much he was assumed to be signing because they knew his deal with Ring of Honor was done. There's this guy, Neville, with WWE. He left WWE last year. He came out. He's back to his original name, Pac, and he came out and challenged Hangman. But the biggest thing, absolutely, how they closed out this event, Chris Jericho came out, announced he signed 3 years. He's with AEW.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
That's a big deal.
That gives him legit, like,
yeah. And you know, when you made the post on Facebook, we got a lot of, we got a few hits like off the top, like, you know, what's this all about? So, I mean, if you could throw in a name like, you know, Jericho, that'll definitely spark a lot of interest, you know, for that. So that's a good move for them.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see how they duke it out with WWE, man. That's going to be, you know, Vince McMahon's going to pull some aces out of the pocket.
Yeah, go to break.
All right, you guys, we're going to go to break. We're going to tackle John's question when we come back, so don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up! Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You can't even see the top of that thing!
anything.
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. This is Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. We were just finishing up talking about AEW, the new wrestling promotion headed by Tony Khan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we get a question on the feed, which is in conjunction with that, about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
John, first-time listener out of Santa Clara on the West Coast, coming with the heat already. I really like this. So John says, can you see the Ravens asking for a pick and a player from Jacksonville for Flacco? If so, which player can you see the Jags letting go, and what round would the pick come from? This is a great question, John, and I appreciate you. You know, I'm going to be honest with you, John. When we first started talking about this whole quarterback controversy with Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco, Mark and I, we kind of mulled over a couple of possibilities as to where Joe Flacco would end up, or who would be interested in Joe Flacco. The very first team one of the very first teams, and you remember this, that I said out of my mouth was Jacksonville, because I believe that, you know, Blake Bortles needs to go elsewhere, and Jacksonville would benefit from having another quarterback and trying to, you know, go through a fresh start. Now, you know, I was met with a lot of opposition, and this is where I'm kind of going to answer both of your questions all at once. I was met with a lot of opposition because a lot of people said, well, the environment in Jacksonville is very hostile. It wouldn't be really conducive to Joe Flacco's personality and his style of play per se. Now, most of the heat, most of the hostility from the Jacksonville camp basically comes from the majority of from one person, I would say. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, this is the one that we're always talking about. I mean, this is the one that's always in the headlines, always on the ESPN and whatnot. And that would be cornerback Jalen Ramsey. And I think that the Ravens could benefit from, you know, his skill set at cornerback. You know, the Ravens gave up, you know, in the wild card game, and a couple of times, you know, towards the end of the season, with the New Orleans Saints, gave up some pretty big plays when bombs were dropped. And I think that we could use, you know, a Jalen Ramsey on our squad, and his attitude, his fire, totally fits into our culture. You know, as we like doing things right now. I think that would be a total fit. You know, they need somebody they would like to see a prototypical quarterback, which I think, you know, Joe Flacco is, even though, you know, I'm not a huge Joe Flacco fan. I mean, I think it would be a pretty good trade-off and match made in heaven. Give them the quarterback that we need, and we'll take this cornerback that, you know, might be able to make those big plays for us when people try to go deep. What do you think, Mark?
Let's see, John Ferris, who asked the question.
Yeah, same.
Rumor has Kubiak is interviewing with the Jags. Flacco has a great season with Kubiak as offensive coordinator in Baltimore. Makes me wonder. Probably around, I don't know, 6 o'clock, word hit that Kubiak is going to be hired by the Vikings for a offensive advisor role. No, actually, coordinator or coach role is what they're saying so far, but that's just the word. And I read that he was interviewing with both those teams today, which, I mean, that's crazy.
Right.
And I think he makes an interesting point. Could Kubiak entice Joe wherever he goes? Obviously, Minnesota had some problems with Case Keenum, but I don't think they're ready to give up on him yet.
Case Keenum. What was the other guy? The Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. I mean, you know, that's another possibility, but you know, I just don't see Joe Flacco going to Minnesota where it's going to be fucking, you know, the Cole's going to rip his ass, and then you're almost, but you're almost going into another situation with another offensive line that's not the greatest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he just left that situation. You know, I feel like you have a slightly better offensive line down in Jacksonville. I mean, they gave Blake Bortles, you know, and you know, made holes for Leonard Fournette as well. Blake Bortles just isn't a good quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Joe Flacco I mean, he's a better quarterback. I mean, he's proven he's won a Super Bowl. You know, a little more accurate. I believe could be a better leader. You know, I don't know if he would be that vocal leader that they need down there, because somebody's got to grab a hold of that team down there. But you know, I could see Joe Flacco going down to Jacksonville before I would see him going out with Kubiak in Minnesota.
And to answer the question, player in a pick, actually I don't think the Ravens could get that for him. He's Super Bowl MVP, don't get me wrong. The last 5 years have not been great for Joe.
Yeah.
500.
Very rough.
And the Ravens are just looking to get rid of this contract. It's either going to be through a trade or cut. I mean, that's definitely going to happen no matter what. So they're going to look to get something. And if they can unload those last couple years of the contract onto the Jags, they will settle for like a 3rd-round pick, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's not like a indictment of Joe, because
Right.
you know I love Joe.
Right.
I think it's just what the Ravens are going to be willing to do to get that contract off their books and cut the Jags a break on what they receive back.
All right. Well, there you have it. Hey, John, thanks for joining us. Thanks for commenting, man. Appreciate you. Let's move on. Let's talk about these divisionals. You guys, we had 4 games this weekend. All the top seeds were coming off of their, you know, well-deserved rest, and they were ready for battle. The first game that I'd like to talk about is the Colts and the Chiefs.
Is there much to talk about that one?
No, because that's another game, you know.
It's about what we said last week.
Yeah, I want to say, I don't know. I feel like we were pretty much on one last week when we were talking about, when we were giving our predictions of what we thought about, you know, the matchups and what the teams had to do. And, you know, I told y'all, and I can't wait to talk about the damn Chargers and the Patriots. But we're going to talk about the Colts and the Chiefs first. I was not sold on the Colts and Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know that he was like kind of one of the media darlings in that and everything. But, you know, I mean, I think it's time for us all to just say that Andrew Luck is just okay. I mean, are you going to say, I mean, will you say he's elite?
Hell no.
Right. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, a lot of people, and I watched the pregame show, and some people were like, oh yeah, Colts gonna come up there and you know, and it's like, it's a dome team going up the Arrowhead when it was cold, man, snow was falling. I was looking at them. Everybody had their little puff jackets on and they was going like this. Man, the elements make a difference.
Oh yeah.
You know, the elements make a difference. But, you know, the one thing I gotta say is, man, are we ready to give Mahomes the MVP yet?
I'm ready.
Are we ready to give Mahomes the MVP yet?
It's funny, like, we're sitting here talking about Andrew Luck and everything, and in my mind, like, I'm thinking the the Colts fan base is still just so in love with this dude. Like, they don't want to let him go.
Right.
That he's going to be like the future of the league. I mean, how long has he been in the league now? 5 years?
Man,
I want them to turn on him just so they can start wearing shirts that say, if we didn't have bad luck, we'd have no luck at all. Like, can you see that?
I actually kind of like that. That's how funny, yo. But yo, I mean, the Chiefs basically went out there and just imposed their will on them, and they were at home. You know what I mean? And then also too, you know, they were like I said, they were well rested. And you know, in the NFL, the divisional rounds, there's a history of beatdowns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because of these, you know, because of these factors that people don't they really don't take into account, just because they're such big fans.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I understand how, you know, I see how people wanted to give, you know, Andrew Luck and the Colts, you know, a fighting chance against the Chiefs. But like you said, I mean, is it not time to throw in the towel with this one and possibly go in a different direction? I mean, that's a tough decision that I think that might be looming over the Colts organization this offseason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think he has one more season before they finally give up on him.
Yeah. I think that's fair. You know, I mean, he's had injuries and things like that. You know, and like you said, you know, you try to be loyal and to give, you know, someone who has done some good things for your organization, you know, the benefit of doubt. But
has he done good things for the organization?
I mean, he after Peyton Manning, I mean, he had a couple of sparks of greatness. But I mean, to me, when you're not consistent with that, I just can't, you know.
Yeah.
I don't give out lollipops in the, you know, participation awards and shit like that. Like, you got to prove it to me. So, you know, yeah, that's that about that AFC game. Like I said, congratulations to Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, Andy Reid, dog, you were fully prepared for this game. You know, they were fully prepared. You know, T.Y. who? T.Y. what? Like, I mean, honestly, like, okay, John's got another question from John. What are my thoughts on Suggs? He was great, but I think we need more speed on defensive end. All right. Now, see, this is where here comes my little loyalty and affinities, you know, come in. This is the thing about Sizzle, all right? His numbers were not spectacular this season. They were decent. The thing that Sizzle provides, what we didn't have previously, but what we may have now with Lamar Jackson, was the intangible of the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn what you say. Even with Lamar Jackson here now in the capacity, you know, as a proven starter, it's still Terrell Suggs' team to me.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a rookie down there, you know, and as a seasoned veteran and as the heart and soul of a team, that's just something that you just can't replace, man. You know what I mean? You're almost willing to bend on the speed and, you know, willing to stick. You know, I sincerely hope that they can reach a common ground and keep him here.
Look at the last 4 games or so of the season. Like, he was in on every damn defensive play.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, me personally, I'm not ready to let go of Terrell Suggs, John. I got to be honest with you. And like I said, I mean, I look at the whole entire picture. You know what I mean? To me, it's not just about the performance. You know, there's things that these guys need, that this young, you know, team needs. You know what I mean? Give us one more year with C.J. Mosley, then pass that torch on. To me, it's going to be C.J. Mosley if we continue to keep him.
Yeah.
You know?
I say let Suggs be like what Ray Lewis meant to the team in the last couple seasons of
exactly.
his career. It'd be that vocal voice in the locker room, the voice of leadership. And, yeah, Lamar is like firing up the offense,
yes.
let him fire up the defense.
Yes.
Who knows where they'll go?
Yes, yes. And, you know, and to me, it's kind of a different situation for Lamar than it is with kind of like with Mahomes, because, you know, Mahomes had one season to kind of, you know, take things all in. Then he took the helm. Lamar came in the middle of a season. You know what I mean? To a team that was kind of in disarray, for real. So, you know, yeah, he had the, what was it, 8 games? 9 games?
8 games, including the wild card.
Okay, all right. 8 games under his belt, full experience. But man, let's like I said, I hope they can find that middle ground. Let's take that off season. You know what I mean? Let's take Lamar under the wing from both perspectives, an offensive and a defensive perspective. Because I mean, you know, I would like to see Lamar read defenses a little bit better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to see Lamar learn how to, you know, hold on to the ball a little bit better. And, you know, there may be little things that Terrell Suggs can come from a defensive perspective. Like, look, you know, when I see a quarterback do this, or when I, you know, these are the things that I'm looking for to strip a ball, or, you know what I mean? Like, try to give him another perspective where he can kind of help him out in his progression in becoming a better quarterback.
So maybe Sizzle needs to accompany Lamar as he's going to be mentored by Cam Newton.
I was just about to say, speaking of which, and I don't even know, where the hell did that come from, though?
Cam Newton's looking for press.
Oh, man. And I love Cam, but I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking? But yeah, so, I mean, if you guys didn't hear, Cam Newton said that he wanted to mentor Lamar, or
take him under his wing.
Take him under his wing in the off season or something like that. And to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know. As much as I love Cam, I don't know about that, because Cam be, you know, sacrificing his body to the football gods. And I don't necessarily know if I want Lamar to take that route.
Doesn't Cam remember that Mike Vick already made that offer?
Right. Why are all the crazies coming out trying to come take the, come scoop my little baby up? Like, nah, man, we good. We're good over here. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, the Ravens made a big move.
Yes, let's talk about it. And we were talking about this shit last week too.
They moved up Greg Roman to offensive coordinator, so bye-bye Marty. He's more than welcome to stay in the organization, they said, but I don't see someone taking a demotion and staying. And they're really saying that Roman was like, he was the mastermind behind all the running plays.
Really?
So he is...
Ooh, shade. Shade at the expert level.
He's a huge part of I'm sure he got the trust of Lamar throughout the season as he had more contact with him, and he's gonna be the one calling the shots this 2019.
We talked about this last week, you know, about the whole thing with the offensive coordinator, how much John Harbaugh and everything, and I said, let's try a new approach. You know what I'm saying, with the offensive coordinator. I was very happy to hear this news. Yeah. And I think it's a step in the right direction. Now let's see what type of, you know, game plan these guys can come up with. Let's just do some good evaluations, come up with a good game plan for the next season. You guys, we are about to take a break.
Uh-huh.
Is that good? Okay. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to discuss the Cowboys and the Rams. And it turned out to be a decent game.
Yeah.
Just a bit outside.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
period.
Real. You're right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to, if the child is with one of the parents, 24/7, 7 days a week. You don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the On the Come Up radio show.
But I meant you tried to slap, so you want to stick on that. But anyway, slap walk.
You taking slap walks now? What is going on?
Can I have some of that wine? That's funny.
Not with the cup?
I don't know, but I got my cup right here, babe. Where that wine at, bro?
I can't.
Yo, Bob. Look, no, I don't. Y'all not convincing me.
But that was never my mission.
Audience,
that was never my mission.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Checking out those tunes that always bring us in and out of break. That's DJ Delight, Mike McMillan.
What up, Mike?
Love that music each and every week. We got John on the feed. Great conversation going on so far. And we mentioned that Greg Roman was hired as the OC for the Ravens, and he made an excellent point that I kind of forgot, even though, like, throughout the weekend. Maybe the snow brain's going in. But Roman was part of that 49ers offensive coaching squad that we faced in the Super Bowl. And he had a huge influence over Colin Kaepernick, who is similar to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point, and good news as well, because I mean we all know that Lamar Jackson and Colin Kaepernick have a very similar style of play. So hopefully Roman will kind of hone in on the talents of Lamar Jackson, and like I said last week, I would just like to see the Ravens take a few more chances, take some more chances on offense, and just become a little more colorful with the play calling. So hopefully Roman will step up to the task and be able to fully utilize what he has in front of him, in addition to mold this rookie quarterback.
Absolutely.
Good shit. Okay, let's move on. Next matchup that we want to talk about is the Cowboys versus the Rams. Okay, first question for me. Do you think the Cowboys kind of exposed the LA Rams in any type of way? Because this game, I mean, a lot of people were expecting this game to be a blowout, which it was not.
I've heard differently. Like, people were expecting it to be a close game. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, on my end, I was like, oh man, everybody's like, oh yeah, Rams gonna run all over them.
I kind of hoped they would. Man, they kind of did too. Like, the Cowboys, I don't think they ever looked like they were really competitive. Mm-hmm. Like, they managed to get the score closer, but I don't think they really give them a run for their money.
Do you think fatigue kind of set in, or lack of weapons, or just like how the fuck can you stop Gurley?
I think the Rams focused on Cooper for one.
Yeah.
Like, they stopped Dak from connecting with him too much. I don't even think Zeke had a really good game either. Well, they just knew how to.
He definitely didn't run over them like they did the Seahawks.
Everyone says, like, this is an offensive league, and it's the 1 through 4 offenses are the teams that are left. So offense is heavy in the NFL right now, but they have defenses too, and they make game plans on these defenses, and the Rams executed.
Dig it. Dig it. So the Rams versus Saints, right?
Yeah.
Right, and I think that Gurley and Anderson went off. I just said, yeah. I mean, how can you contain Gurley? And I think, you know, and the funny thing is about this conference, you know, championship is like Howard just commented, Gurley and Anderson went off. How do you contain Gurley? But also at the same token, how do you contain Kamara? You know what I mean? I mean, both of them had fantastic games. And since we're talking about the Saints, let's talk about the Saints and Eagles, because I feel like we can spend a little bit of time on this. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about with Saints and Eagles was, I got to give the Eagles a little bit of props, because they jumped out to one hell of a start. I mean, 14-0 in the first half. And then there's not one person out there that could tell me they predicted that shit.
No, I even was thinking the Eagles were going to win, but I would not have predicted a 14-0 start for them. Yeah,
and I think what happened was that the Saints kind of was taking the Eagles kind of for granted. They kind of knocked them back on their heels a little bit. You know, I think that they thought that they were going to roll right on. They were going to roll right over the Eagles.
Think so?
Why not? I mean, like you've been crushing everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though the Eagles were the Super Bowl, they were returning champs and everything like that. I mean, look how well the Saints have been doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Eagles don't have a Kamara. you know what I mean? Yeah. Was there really one weapon on the Eagles team that you'd be like, oh man, this person is really going to give us a problem?
No, you're right. Yeah, and I think as much as maybe the Saints were overestimating the Eagles or underestimating, I think that was the Eagles' game plan too. Was like, we have to be the first to score, and we got to keep on pouring it on. They were the first to score. They poured it on a little, and then just nothing. And New Orleans is a tough place to play. I know they say that about every road game in the NFL, but that's Superdome, man.
Yeah, don't feel advantage. They don't say that shit for nothing down in the 504. But also, shout out to Sean Payton to go in. I said all the great coaches go in at the half, and what do? They make changes, And as Howard said, one missed catch changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think and Howard also says I think he wouldn't have missed that catch. The Eagles would have won. 1 minute, okay. I mean, you can make a case for that.
Yeah.
You can make a case for that. I mean, there are always those shoulda, coulda, wouldas when you go back and look at the games, But you guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna talk more about the Cowboys and the Rams, and we'll kind of do a look ahead. And I also want to spend a few more minutes on the Eagles, because I would like to talk about this whole quarterback situation.
Absolutely.
When we come back. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, one with a home run,
hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that then
your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. You're checking us out on Facebook, on YouTube, Periscope. Check us out at all our older episodes on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts can be found. We're talking the NFL playoffs, but there's a little bit more than just NFL going on right now. The only one game going on in the NBA, that's Nets hosting the Celtics, and Nets are up 2019 in the first. The Maryland Terrapins entered the top 25 for the first time this year.
Oh, wow.
They're hosting Wisconsin. And a little game that I'm sure you're interested in at the half. Syracuse 48, Duke 49.
Oh, wow. Get out of here.
Your Blue Devils.
Let's go, close. Duke. Come on, baby.
Number 1 for like the 86th week in a row or something like that.
It's excellence. That's excellence right there. You rocking the blue tonight too, baby.
Oh,
it's a sign, baby.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. So you guys, when we left off, we were still talking. We were in the NFC. We were talking about that matchup between the Saints and the Eagles. And I said I want to take a few minutes to talk about the Eagles because the Eagles have, let me call it conundrum.
Conundrum, yeah.
Yeah,
a decision to make.
Yeah, a big decision to make. Because, I mean, Nick Foles, for the second season in a row, comes through, saves the day, takes them, gets them into the playoffs, wins one game. Of course, they lose against the Saints yesterday. But, he feels like he's paid his dues and that he's proven. And so you have 2 quarterbacks on your squad that both think that they should be leading a team.
And I read that they both want to.
Exactly. And we talked a little bit last night that this was good. This decision, everybody knew that this decision was going to have to be made sooner or later. Absolutely. What decision do you? Okay. Not even what we think the Eagles are going to do. What decision would you make regarding Carson Wentz and Nick Foles?
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. Last week we weren't too sure on Carson Wentz's or on Nick Foles' contract. I thought I heard something about $2 million. That figure is in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. and someone on the feed said it was a free agent. So last year, after, of course, his Super Bowl MVP run, the Eagles restructured their deal with Foles. It carries through the 2019 season. Let's see, it has an option for $20 million for 2019 if the Eagles want to pick it up. Would become fully guaranteed on the 5th day of the new league year. Foles can buy out of that option for $2 million.
Really?
So if he pays $2 million, he's out there and he's a free agent. Carson Wentz's contract expires after the 2020 season, so 2021 he's a free agent. You know me, even taking aside that I love Nick Foles because of University of Arizona, you got to look at what he did last year and then again this year and say, this is the dude that we need leading our team.
Absolutely. I totally, wholeheartedly agree with you on that. You know, I know there's you know, some loyalties there for Carson Wentz as well, but you know, I mean, you got all the data, all the results, proofs in the pudding, all them, you know, sayings that we always hear.
Yep.
You know, you got everything you need that says that, hey, this is our guy. And then not only that, I'm pretty sure the team itself is saying, hey, this is our guy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's a very tough decision to make. And then also, you know, after the inevitable, even tougher to execute. You know what I mean? But, you know, I just have no doubt in my mind that Nick Foles is the way to go.
And then, like, the Eagles are left in a situation of what do we do with Wentz? Can someone take that contract?
Do you think somebody out there will take Wentz?
If Wentz is expendable by the Eagles, does he jump ahead of Joe Flacco on the Jaguars list?
Right. I think he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Even though he didn't technically win, you know, he's got the ring and everything, but he didn't technically win the Super Bowl. I think he jumps ahead of Joe Flacco, which would make things very interesting.
And they're saying this year's draft class for quarterbacks is just not that great.
Yeah.
2020 is looking like a really solid year. Which Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray, yeah.
He declared for the draft.
For the NFL?
Yep.
Did he? God damn.
Apparently he can like.
Yeah. Oh God, you know how I feel about that.
He can still opt into the A's if he wants, but he's declared for the
draft. Oh baby, no, baby, no. But okay, all right. Well, good for him. Good for him. Let's keep it going in the NFL. You know, we still have plenty of divisionals to talk about. I mean, we have two more. Well, no, one more game to talk about, right? Because we pretty much went through all of them. We still got the Chargers and the Patriots. But let's see if you...
Right?
Huh?
Kind of hit them all.
Yeah, well, we didn't really talk about Chargers and Patriots yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got some shit to say about that, right? Because, you know, I'm looking for all the people that was on the damn feeds last week talking about the dang Chargers were going to win. But before we do that, let's break it up. Let's break it up a little bit. And, you know, it's been a couple of weeks since we did our Booty Huff and come through picks of the week. So I kind of want to return back to that for the 2019 season, for real. And so, who's your Booty Huff pick of the week?
Alshon Jeffrey. Man.
Like dropping the ball.
He had to catch that thing. If they caught, like, and it's not just him. You're playing in a dome. And they had so many drop balls. The Eagles need to be ashamed of themselves, the receivers. But you're making this possibly game-winning drive.
Yeah.
And I saw a meme. I wish I had copied it and posted it. But it was like Alshon Jeffrey did the Bird Box Challenge, and it's got a wrap around.
Oh, shit.
Seriously, man. Like, Alshon Jeffrey, like, not only does he let it go through his head, it, like, ricochets, interception.
That's rough. And just like and it's like Howard said earlier, one missed catch changed everything. You know, and I always think about what it's like to be that player after such a massive mess up. You know what I'm saying? Do you not like leave the house for a couple of weeks? Like, yo, are you
ordering takeout because you're not showing up outside?
Right, but do you even want the takeout though? Because people might try to poison you the way people are nowadays.
That's when it's like, baby, go answer the door.
right? You got people taste testing your food, like, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just so rough, man, when something like that happens, man. Like, I always say, you know, when I watch the games, or, you know, something tragic like that happens, I always say, that person is going to go home and cry tonight. Right, man, like, oh, man.
Hyperventilates, too.
Yeah, but, yo, Alshon Jeffrey, yes. You are booty huff. I'm going to say my booty huff because I want to segue that joint into our next kind of segment. So we're going to table my booty huff pick of the week, and we're going to just go through with the come-throughs. My come-through pick of the week, man, it's got to be Patrick Mahomes, yo. Like, honestly, dude just did not skip a beat. To be able to, you know, to stay focused and to just get the job done and to just really hand the Colts their ass. You know what I'm saying? On your home field, man. Just really impressive. And like I said, you know, I'm gonna ride the Mahomes horse till I can't ride it no more, man.
Damn right.
I'm ready to give him the MVP, man. I think he deserves it, man. I think he's deserved it. So who's your come through pick of the week?
We kind of touched on it earlier. The LA Rams rushing team.
Okay.
2 guys over 100 yards in the same game.
Sure.
CJ Anderson, 123 yards.
CJ Anderson. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he cut like twice this season or something like that? Yeah. Like, where did he come from? Like, yeah, you know what? I dropped the ball on the come through. That should have been my come through pick though, because when it was so funny because I was watching the game. And the first time I heard CJ Anderson, my eyes like lit up. Like, is this motherfucker still playing? Like, I really could not believe it. And then they went on to say how he got, you know, cut like 2 times. But man, he came out there and got the job done.
Well, I was gonna give him like solo to come through, and then I was like looking at the stats on the game. Is like Gurley had 115 yards too. So I don't know if you want to like blame the defense for dropping the ball and letting 2 guys go for over 100 yards, or if you want to give the credit to the offense.
No, man, that's that offense, man. That defense couldn't catch one damn breath out on that field. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like that, and that's something that we need to speak, I mean, that people better pay attention to when it comes to the Rams, because they didn't have that before. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that 2-headed monster. And man, that particular 2-headed monster, if games go like that, Rams are a very dangerous team, man. Yep. Very dangerous team. Now, let's get to my booty huff pick of the week. My booty huff pick of the week is the LA Chargers. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go there because, you know, I kept saying, you know, sooner or later, you know, the real Chargers and the real Phillip Rivers was going to show up. And man, like, honestly, I don't know what the hell happened in between the 2 weeks, you know, but it seemed like it was a totally different team that showed up at Foxborough than the one that played the Ravens.
That's what it was. The game here is 50 and sunny.
Yeah.
The game up there, it was like snowy.
And I said that too.
And they were huddled around the heaters, not even at the sidelines. Like, yeah, the Chargers were not ready for that.
Yeah, and I think also too, you know, having to make that trip to the East Coast 2 weeks in a row, I think that was pretty rough on them too. Now, granted, I did not think they was going to take the ass whipping that they took. You know what I mean? But I mean, as much as I hate to say it, yo, I got to give Tom Brady his props. I got to give Gronk his props. You know, and I got to give Belichick his props. I keep telling y'all, you cannot count the Patriots out. Everybody was so like, oh no. And Tom Brady's what, 41 years old? 40 and over, crew, stand up. Can't even believe I'm saying that about that bastard, but you know, yeah. I'm on my way. But yo, I mean, you were on the Charger bandwagon. You know, I mean, were you surprised at watching the game? Or?
I'm not surprised the Patriots won because it is Tom Brady in the playoffs. But
The shellacking.
When it was 35-7 at the half, I
The
was like,
shellacking.
good God.
Right. The shellacking.
What was it, 28-41 in the final, something like that? You can't even say that like you made it closer.
How do you feel about River? Dennis. Dennis says Kubiak is signing with the Vikings as a consultant, and his kid is getting a job as a coach.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, that last part, I mean, we spoke on Kubiak going to Minnesota a little bit earlier, but thank you for the last bit of information. That is very interesting. So I don't know. We'll see if we hear some rumblings about Joe Flacco going to the Tundra.
1 minute. Nepotism alive and well in the NFL. How many coaches have their sons always coaching for them?
Right? Like, what is that? I don't know. There should be a rule against that garbage, man. Like, seriously, no more package deals. No more package deals in the NFL, man. I'm over that.
You always knew Kyle Shanahan would be there.
Right. In some capacity or another, just sticking around. Come on, Dad. Look, no more package deals. Can we start that in 2019? No more package deals. You guys don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are going to maybe do 1 or 2 what the fuck moments of the week. We haven't done that in a minute. Let's have some laughs. Don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
welcome back, you guys, to Just a Bit Outside. I am your host, Kescia. As always, to my right is my man, Mark Foster. And we are me in the building, going in on NFL divisionals this weekend, having a lot of fun. We just did our booty huff and come through picks of the week. And now it's time for another one of our favorite segments, our WTF moments of the week. Mark, kick it off for me, man.
WTF. We actually talked about it a couple weeks ago. The Raiders situation. They're homeless. They got the brown bag and they're just like kicking back with the shopping carts. They're looking for a place. Their deal ran out in Oakland. And from what I read, they need to have a lease or a stadium plan by late January, early February, because the NFL is putting these schedules together. So what if I told you, WTF, that the NFL has a team in Tucson, Arizona?
What?
Not the biggest market, of course. We know that Phoenix, they were talking about maybe playing there in Glendale, but Tucson lawyer Ali Farhang, with the approval of the University of Arizona.
What's the guy's name again?
Ali Farhang.
God, that sounds like one hellified lawyer.
I hate Far. He went to the University of Arizona, got the permission of the president of the school, Governor Doug Ducey, the governor of Arizona, got their blessing, went and contacted the Raiders and said, hey, why don't you play your one season that you don't have a home in Tucson, Arizona? Arizona Stadium, the home of the Arizona Wildcats, and said he had a good conversation with them. He plans on getting representatives of the university and the state and going to Oakland and meeting with Raiders representatives. And as I first heard about it, I was like, this is just silly. Like, the NFL is not going to go to Tucson. But the more and more I thought about it, I could see it happening. It's close to California. It's like an 8-hour drive from LA, which the Raiders haven't been in LA forever, but they still have a strong fan base in Southern California.
Sure.
Obviously, Northern California. That's like a short plane ride to Tucson. Not too far from Vegas, another short plane ride. And Arizona itself has a strong Raiders contingent. And the things it could do for the city, just, getting people in there, it do amazing things as far as revenue that the city brings in. Last year, they were named one of the top 18 places in the country that you have to see before, experience in your life. And then another thing that I found interesting, the home games for the Raiders this year is the Chiefs, the Broncos, obviously, the Titans, the Chargers, the Jags, the Bengals, the Bears, and Lions. It's a lot of Midwest states. That's not too far of a plane ride either.
Sure.
I could see this at least going really far in the stages, if not happening. And it's my hometown, so of course I'm really excited.
Right, I was to say. I think Mark was drinking a little bit of home Kool-Aid.
As much as I hate the Raiders, and I hate the Raiders, I would actually dig this. I'm not going to be a Raiders fan. I'll cheer whoever plays against them. And Arizona Stadium's hosted national television before.
Yes, it has. Yeah. Yes, it has. All right, well, I guess we'll all collectively keep our fingers crossed for Mark's sake. My WTF moment of the week has to do with the Chicago Bears. All right, so we all know about the Chicago Bears kicker, Cody Parkey, and his controversial kick. First called miss, but now deemed block, which was supposed to be a game winner, and it was a 43-yard field goal. Of course, we all saw the memes. We all saw everything. Well, games more than a week over. Clearly Cody Parkey has moved on, but head coach Matt Nagy is still in his feelings. Still a little booty hurt. Still a little salty. So, Bears kicker Cody Parkey goes on the Today Show?
I think so. Yeah.
It was Today Show to talk about, his miss and how he felt about it and everything, since it was such a hot topic. Of course, the guy feels terrible. And, you know, Coach Nagy didn't like that. You know, he felt as though that it was inappropriate for him to go on TV and to talk about, you know, I guess the loss. I guess it was too soon or something like that. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about that? It's kind of weird to me. I don't know.
Nagy just sounds like an angry name anyway.
Right. I mean, clearly this guy is seriously still booty hurt. Like, you know, I mean, it's you should be wiping the chalkboards, getting ready for 2019. Right? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he's like home with his Ben and Jerry's in a bathrobe. We should have won that game. Should have won that game.
But the funny thing about, another funny thing about this whole interview with the Today Show is that the Today Show had a little fun with Cody. And what they did was they, out back, I guess this had to have been like in the back of the studio or something like that. They set it up whereas they had 43 yards and then some type of goalpost, and they had, you know, regular Joes like you and me go out there and attempt this 43-yard kick. They tried to, you know, replicate the conditions and everything. I believe there was a little snow on the ground or whatever. I don't know, but they had 101 people go out there and attempt to make this 43-yard kick. Every last one of them missed the kick.
I pulled my hamstring just thinking about it.
Yeah, and one of the guys even felt like Cody did. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, that just lets you know how difficult of a kick it was to make. And then on top of that, like, man, it wasn't even a missed field goal. Somebody got a finger, even if they get a fingernail, a pinky nail on that joint, that's a block. You know what I'm saying?
3 skin cells.
Right. There's some sweat up there. But, you know, it's a block. It was a block field goal. But, you know, I thought that was really cool of the Today Show to do, man. And for real, you know, the head coach of the Bears, man, get out your feelings, dog. Get yourself together. Let's look ahead. You know, what the fuck?
I'm sure the Bears employ a therapist. You know, take advantage of that.
Oh, God, you know how I am about the sports therapists. I'm ready to hand them out like candy. Like, take a therapist. You get a therapist. You get a therapist. You get a therapist. But yeah, man. I think, do we have any more WTF moments of the week? Kyrie Irving went the hell off on his team on Saturday after they lost to the Orlando Magic. Really? And he says, yeah, I mean, he just really went back. He said, I never want to come from a place where I don't want to sound like or make it feel like I don't want to win a championship. You know, so apparently he like really went in on his teammates to a point where it wasn't appreciated. And, you know, sometimes, you know, I know players like to do that, leaders like to do that to kind of fire up their team. They try to challenge their team. But apparently this dude just went over the top. I mean, he went over the flat earth, you know.
What kind of world are we living in that Kyrie Irving's going crazy and Lonzo Ball is taking the responsibility for the Lakers?
That's a WTF in itself. That's WTF in itself. So, you know, like Kyrie, I mean, we know how passionate you are. We know how you feel about the earth and everything. Like, you know, that thing can kind of screw your mind up. I want you to take a chill pill. And, you know, the Celtics are doing all right. So, you know, chill on your teammates, bro. But when we come back, we're going to talk more about football and basketball. We got a couple of games going on. We'll update you on the scores tonight. So don't go anywhere. Just a Bit Outside radio show.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt,
every Friday,
I live
7
it.
p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Alright, you guys, welcome back to Just a Bit Outside. Your sports fun extravaganza, 7 to 9 on Mondays. BeExposedRadio.com. Hey, you guys.
How happy was that happy hour?
Right. Alright, you guys, when we left off, we were talking about the NFL, and we did a little bit of basketball, but you know, we realized offline that we neglected to give you our expert analysis on upcoming games this weekend. We have conference championships, right?
Absolutely.
Conference championships. Two very good game. What?
NBA scores?
Oh, y'all don't even understand. We've been trying to give y'all the NBA scores for the past 45 minutes. So, all right, let me stop, okay, because clearly my happy hour is working too good for me right now. Let me... I did that shit again. Okay, all right. All right, NBA scores tonight, you guys. We got Boston 42. They're trailing the Brooklyn...
Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets, 42-43. They're in the second quarter. The Houston Rockets, who just lost Clint Capella, that is going to be a big void to fill. They are trailing the Memphis Grizzlies, as to be expected, without Clint. 24-20. Let's see if they can turn that around. We do have two kind of interesting games later on tonight. Portland at Sacramento at 10 o'clock, and then we have the Pelicans at the Clippers at 10:30. I will definitely be rushing on to watch those games because I think those are two pretty good matchups. We also have some college basketball going down. Mark's going to update me on my Dukies.
They're starting to take part Syracuse. It's 67-59. Got 12, 13 or so left in the second half.
So, everybody thought we were going to lose.
And then Maryland, Wisconsin, that's going to get underway pretty much right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that as well. Because like you said, Maryland breaking into that top 125. No?
Top 25.
Top 25. The top.
Number 19. They're number 19.
Okay. And we got, didn't you say that we had some Australian Open?
We got some Australian Open action.
Yeah,
going.
come on, hook me
Madison
up.
Keys versus I was going to say soccer. Damn, you're infecting me now. Tennis expert Alava.
Let me see.
D. Alava. Where's she from? Like Australia or something?
Yeah. That looks like Iva. Iva?
Iva, yeah.
Yeah, Iva. Yeah. Now that's a new person there. I'm gonna have to research her when I get home. So what's the scores with that?
Madison Keys just took the second set.
Oh wow.
She won 6-3, 6-2.
Oh, well, that was short-lived. Congratulations to Madison Keys. You know, you guys, next week when we come back on Monday, since we'll be like really into the tournament at that point, we're gonna give you some analysis and some predictions. I mean, the WTA, we have just been so pleased. Like with our first 2 years, doing this podcast just a bit outside, the WTA has been so exciting. I mean, both seasons, and I have no doubt that this season will be the same. Every major there was a different champion.
Yeah.
There was so many and also underlying stories. A lot of people coming off of these pregnancies and whatnot. So we love Serena. I love Serena Williams so much, and Mark does too because I'm saying it. But we're both big Serena Williams fans. So and to see the emergence of Naomi Osaka as well.
Yeah.
We're just really hyped about this upcoming tennis season. So you guys, we'll all our outsiders that are tennis fans, we'll spend some more time on tennis next week with the Australian Open. Okay, so was that all our updates? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So let's go back to the meat and potatoes. Let's get back into the NFL. Let's get back on the gridiron. Like we said, we got the conference championships this weekend. And we are excited about that as well.
She sounds excited, right?
Going down on Sunday. The first game, we have the Rams at the Saints. Now, a little bit earlier in the show, I touched upon this matchup a little bit. To me, the main key is, dude, how are you going to stop Kamara? You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, when you're looking across the field, the other team, you've got to be pleased. Saints, do not underestimate CJ Anderson. How do you stop, the two-headed monster of Anderson and Gurley? Because you have to almost think that both of these teams are going to work their offense through the run game. You have such great talent on both teams. You would be an idiot not to.
Yeah.
The defenses. Which defense is more impressive? Which defense is going to be the defense to step up and stop both, high-powered offenses? I think that'll be another, this will be, the big question mark will be the defense. I mean, I don't think there's any doubts on the offense for either team. Mark, do you want to?
I have to ask you.
Okay.
Let's flash back about 4 or 5 months.
Oh, shit.
Do you remember who your picks were for who you thought would be going to the Super Bowl on our preview show?
Did I say the Rams?
I don't know who I don't remember. I know who I picked.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and look, man. Who'd you pick? I think I had the Rams coming out of the NFC. I cannot remember what I said for the AFC.
I had the Rams and the Patriots.
Did you?
Not because I like the Patriots. And we were that close.
I'm going to find that show.
And you know what I didn't realize until I was listening to something earlier?
Sure.
Was that Rams-Patriots, that was that first Super Bowl that Tom Brady won in 2001. Right?
Woo!
8 years later, rematch and end the career of Tom Brady. Break his leg.
So basically, you're saying that the Rams are going to be they're taking on.
I'm still going.
They're going to beat the Who Dat Nation.
I'm still going with the Rams.
Okay. I mean, Drew Brees has been playing pretty impressive as well, and they have a plethora of wide receivers that they could go to.
They do.
But you're still sold on the Rams.
I still think the Rams can do it. Like they have had some moments during the season that they definitely looked vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be able to. They played in the Superdome earlier in the season. They got beat by the Saints, and I think that they're going to remember that. And like you like to say, everyone likes to say, it's hard to beat.
You just cannot do it. You can't do it. You know, that's what really scared me about the whole Chargers-Ravens game. I'm like, man, I wish we could have got the Chiefs, but I totally agree with you. I think it's going to be very hard for the Saints to beat the Rams again.
Yep.
And these guys, the Rams, they're rolling. They're rolling. You know what I mean? To try to stop Gurley is one thing, but then to just throw, Anderson right behind it, you know what I mean? They're going to wear that defense down. What I think we're going to see is a pretty tight first half, and then, late in that third quarter, the Rams are going to start distancing themselves from the New Orleans Saints. And, I got to shout out Drew Brees. He had a hell of a season. There was a lot of MVP talks for him as well. I mean, and Drew Brees is another one of those guys like Tom Brady that just goes in, season after season and puts up impressive numbers. And, their offensive game plan, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. To be able to do that season in and season out, to me, is very impressive. I know I get down on the whole that nation a whole lot, but that's another well-oiled machine, and I got to give them their props.
Maybe Sean Payton's going to be looking to do bringing back some bounty gate action.
That's so wrong. Shots fired. That's what we do. Okay, so we both agree that this is going to be the Rams game to take away.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than you. I could see it going down to the last play of the game.
That would be fantastic. I hope it does. I really hope it does. But yeah, so let's flip it to the other side of the conference. Let's go to the AFC. Chiefs, Patriots.
In Arrowhead.
Now, I am ready to go against the Patriots. I've been riding at my home horse. I'm about to settle back up and crack the whip, man, because this is the ultimate test. This is seriously the biggest moment in his career so far. And I think he's ready to step up to the task.
And it brings up the whole you can't beat a team twice in the same season.
Yeah, it's another one. It's another one.
And the Patriots barely did it before.
And I think I said a couple of weeks ago, how awesome would it be to have me? And this is, so I might as well just give my prediction right now. I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Andy Reid and his squad will be fully prepared to handle White and to handle Gronk. And you know what I mean? And outside of that, the Patriots don't have anything. I mean, I saw Julian Edelman. He did a little something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But can you fully depend on? I mean, he's too small. Yeah, I think he is. Can you fully depend on? Can he be that guy, Julian Edelman? Not like Gronk, I don't think.
That's the thing about Belichick, though. Like, he'll put up people and they'll become that guy.
Yeah. True that. But I'm still not sold on that shit, man. They got, you know what I mean? Like, I've just been so impressed with the Kansas City Chiefs. I really have.
Here's something that I found interesting, too, is the weather report for Kansas City. You talked about how...
Is it going to be snowing out there again?
10 degrees at game time.
Jesus!
Now, obviously, Kansas City's more prepared for that kind of weather, the Chiefs. But, I mean, that's some New England shit right there.
Yeah. So I don't think that'll affect either squad. But I got to tell you, 10 degrees. Man, I was watching them on, what was that, Saturday?
Yeah.
Who was out there? Was it Tony Dungy? I think, was it Tony Dungy out there?
Yeah.
And Mike Tirico? Whoever it was, everybody had the same puff jacket on, and they were all like this. So, I mean, for it to be like 20 degrees colder, you know what I mean, this weekend than Then the weekend pass, oh my God, they're going to die out there. They are literally going to die. And how do you play football in 10-degree weather? Like, seriously, that has got to be some miserable stuff.
That's me like triple layer the spandex.
Right, I agree. Yeah, and you know when people get drafted by some of these teams, you know what I mean, like Minnesota, Kansas City, Green Bay, their first thought in their mind has got to be, God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially someone from like Florida or Tennessee or something.
Oh God, so brutal. So brutal. Like, I can't imagine just falling on the ground when it's 10 degrees outside. Like, yo.
It's hard to walk on when it's all rock hard like
that. Yes. Like, oof, that shit is brutal. So who do you have coming out of this AFC conference matchup?
Just like you, I'm riding Mahomes all the way.
Yeah.
Like, I see the Chiefs. They've been number one all year long. I think they took the licks that they needed to during the season to keep them humble, and they're definitely looking for revenge for that Patriots loss earlier in the year.
And how awesome has it been for the Chiefs to kind of just hang in there with the loss of Kareem Hunt and all the drama? Yeah. Just really handling everything very well. Like, that Kareem Hunt situation lasted all of about, 2-3 weeks in the media?
Something like that. Not even that.
Which was very, very short-lived. You know what I'm saying? So that camp clearly said, well, listen, we're not going to have this thing hanging over our heads going into the playoffs. We got a nice, young quarterback and things that we need to focus on. And I think that they did the right thing, and they're showing, the results of, proper planning and focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that will continue on this weekend against the Patriots, man. And I think that, this is going to be an eye-opener to Tom Brady, man. Come Monday, we're going to have them talks like, is this it for Brady? You know what I mean? Because I think he's going to get his ass handed to him.
Well, Brady's looked not Tom Brady-esque.
He's been looking very human.
And he had 2 weeks off, or he had a week off.
Yeah.
Before this game, so now he's going to be, feeling those week after effects, and I could see it. I could see him looking like the Brady that we saw this year, which is not going to be enough to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see this one being more like what you described the Rams and Saints, where the Chiefs just pull
kicking
ahead.
that ass.
Maybe not big, maybe like 10, 11 points, and then like the Chiefs or the Patriots. We know how they are. They like to make it exciting. They'll like bring it within 3 with a minute left and not get the ball back, and then we'll hear all the Patriots fans complain about how the refs screwed them all summer.
True that. That'll be typical New England fashion.
Yeah.
But the Kansas City Chiefs are salivating at this game. You know what I mean? This is their chance to really put their little footprint on the season. You know what I mean? It's always about, a lot of people say, if you make it all the way to the Super Bowl and you lose, your season is all for nothing. To me, no, man. If you make it to the big stage, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if you win or lose. That's something you can hang your hat on.
Yeah.
This is the step right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the accolades, all of everything that you've done all season, comes up to this point, man. You got to win and catapult yourself into that Super Bowl game. And, I got enough faith in Reed and Mahomes to get that thing done this weekend. So there you have it. Listen, you guys, we're about to go to our final break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up, shorty. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe, But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
Radio show.
So
they said she wouldn't, so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do. And you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
So we were talking about critical thinking. So we definitely believe that critical thinking is one of the first things we need to start implementing.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. It's been another wonderful week as we've been talking about the NFL playoffs, wrapping up the divisional round, looking forward at the championship games.
We also look forward to, we got the NBA All-Star games coming up soon. That's always a good time. Shit, am I still? Oh, shit. The NBA All-Star games is coming up too. That's always a good time. Always a lot of fun talking about that. And like I said, we got the tennis season underway. You know what I mean? We all know the Australian Open. All tennis fans know that that's the very, first major on tour. Or should I say, what do you call it? Slam?
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam. Super Slam. I don't know. Body Slam.
See you in the ring. Did you get that hat at a Lisa Bonet yard sale?
No. Yo, hey man, this shit's stylish, baby.
She's gonna hit me after. Don't turn off the camera yet.
talking. We're gonna take that offline, man. All right, y'all. Look, some final updates. Some final updates for y'all, man. Boston 50. They're still trailing Brooklyn 50-52. Houston is ahead of Memphis now, 40-36. Memphis is booty help, so Houston might be able to win this game without Clint Capella. What's your update?
I just went past
Scrolling like a mug.
Scrolling.
Duke probably has won the game, you guys. I mean, I don't know. We don't need to give you guys a score. Duke won the damn game. And what we also... Oh, okay, no, here you go.
Oh.
Duke 78, Syracuse 75. It's going down to the wire. So hopefully Zion will be able to, to hold that one down. Any other scores tonight? Maryland yet?
Nothing yet.
All right, Maryland game didn't start yet. So you guys, next week, we are hoping to have a special guest for you guys. We're working on that now. And also coming up is another one of our yearly events that we love to cover and interviews, and, every season, and that's the Big Mercy IAD game. We're working on getting them to come in and having some fun with us. So, we got a fun January, ending to January, planned for you guys. So, come through every Monday, 7 to 9. You know how we end this show. Baltimore, spread love, y'all. See y'all next week. Oh, yo, my game. The Lisa Bonet sidearm.
The hat laid you over a little. To see you recognize what I see.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.